Well, good morning and a happy new year too, as well. Monday morning, I'm going to head into the studio and I've got a whole bunch of stuff to do, but I'll tell you more about it when I'm in there. Oh, it's nice to be out when it's light. Gosh, this is good. A whole new... Anyway, I'll get in. It feels so good to be back in the studio. I've really missed this place over the past 2 weeks. And a little secret, I've already been here for half the morning going through my email because you have to. That's taken half a day. But I'll show you what I'm up to. Normally, today, on the first week of this 12 weeks, we'd be doing lots of planning. But I'm doing something slightly different this time because I have these things here. I have these postcards that are part of the postcard exchange. It happens each year. And I want to be able to post them off in these envelopes, and I want the postcard to be done with the pen plotter. I want the writing on the back, not on these ones obviously because it's already got designs on. I want the writing to be on the back, and I want the address on the envelope to all be done with my pen plotter handwriting code. Now, I've laid everything out on these cards here. We won't go through these now because there's too many of them, but the main one is setting up a handwriting server. So, there's lots of different ways you could possibly want to write on a piece of paper, and we'll go over that tomorrow. But what's happened is I've got some code on the front end in the browser that does it, and I've got some code in the back end. Kitty uses some. This up here is done with another big chunk of code, and each time I've written the code specifically for that use case. But what I really need to do is sort of gather them all together under a common code library. Let's go where there's some light. But more than that, what I think I need to do is I need to move my code onto the back end and have it as this like handwriting server, because I want to be able to put demos up online of it working, but I don't want to give away my raw handwriting code. And if I use the front end stuff, then that file with all that data will just be sitting there. People will still be able to get to it somehow by like requesting all the letter A's or all the letter B's or something, but this at least makes it harder for them. Anyway, that's all kind of complicated, but it means today my main task is set up the handwriting server. And this week and next week is, like I said, is going to be all about the handwriting. I've decided it's the most important thing to do, and I really want to focus on that. And once these 2 weeks are over, then I'll actually plan what I'm doing for the next 10 weeks. So yeah, you'll get to join me as we go on a handwriting adventure. Let's see how far we get this week. I'm hoping to get through a lot this week, and then how far we get through next week as well. Hey, it's Tuesday morning, it's 7 o'clock. I'm about to have some painkillers before heading into the studio, and that's because about 8 days ago I gave up sugar because over Christmas I ate loads of chocolate and it gave me a big sugar rush and a big sugar headache. And I've given up chocolate before and I felt great and I didn't have any headaches during all that time, but it slowly crept back in, and part of that was having Coke and Pepsi and like Mountain Dew now and again, which has caffeine in. So now that I've given up sugar, it means I've also given up those drinks. I don't drink tea or coffee. So now I think I'm getting caffeine withdrawal and sugar withdrawal headaches, which will hopefully go away over the next few days. But in the meantime, painkillers, breakfast, and I'm about to head in. But I'll talk more about that on Friday, I think. See you soon. There's all these lines here in metallic gold, actually bronze, and silver that shines really nicely in the light. It does this thing where it's hard to see because it's light, and then you take a different angle and it all kind of goes dark. I have a friend who's doing some watercolour and alcohol ink stuff with Yupo paper. This is really good. So I'm just doing some backgrounds for her to like paint and do something over the top. That's what's going on there. Alright, this is still a little bit buggy, but if I press this draw button down here, and then once again it's going to do this, trying to do a best fit. And we come back up here. And now we have all my writing here, which is kind of cool. So this stuff down here, so we can see, if I just paste that in, so I'm going to paste it in like 4 times. And then go again. I've got these switched off at the moment because it just takes time. So when this comes back now, it should be a lot smaller. There you go. So you can see you wouldn't do that. So the preview allows you to see that that's not a good idea, just a few sentences on a postcard, but it kind of means my stuff's working, so I need to get it to do it for letters. Like I said, there's a few bugs, but I can't think anymore, so I'm going to quit for the day and then come back tomorrow and get working on the save button and then actually make it plot. Right, day 2 of handwriting done. Good. Bye. So it's 2 weeks ago since I last filmed the flooding, and as you can see, it's a lot higher. we go back to our post. I think last time I filmed it, the water was down to about there, and now it's all the way up there. So to be honest, I don't think you need to worry too much about oncoming cyclists and pedestrians. Alright, check this out here. Oh, bright light, hello. So down here, ignore that noise in the background, this is all the flooding. So all here, so there's apartments just over here on the right. That's pretty much one of the ways into Shrewsbury and one of the ways into the studio. So I'm just up here. And yeah, quite lucky not to be flooded. I've come out to look at the floods again. It's not as high as it was like 2-3 years ago, but it's higher than it was yesterday. Today's all about handwriting, going back through all my old code, because I've got it working how I want, but I know there's like a whole bunch of technical debt there, and I need to go through and make sure the code is all alright, and it's error checking and everything. So I'll go do that in a tick. So not much new today, just cleaning up old stuff. Look at this, hold on. It's about that far from coming over. It's going so fast. Now I know my handwriting is really bad, but I swear it's not this bad. And this is happening because I've now got my handwriting into the system. But if I go over to here, you can see these are how all the letters have been scanned in. A, B, C, and they're kind of all over the place. So what I need to do now, here's quite a good example with the F, is if we look at this one, on the kerning front, you wouldn't really have the next letter starting here, it would actually be tucked in here. So I need to adjust, I'm not sure if you can see that, but on my keyboard, I can touch these keys here to adjust this, and then also position, like if I want to move the whole thing around, and I think it needs to come down to about there, and then the right hand side is there, and then once I've done that I can move on to the next letter, and then I can start adjusting the position of this one, and then the kerning on the right and left hand side again. And I have to go through the whole alphabet to get all these to be lined up. And there's absolutely no guarantee that once I've got them all lined up that my handwriting will look any better, but it does mean that I can then go on to the next stage, which is the one that I swear will make it look good. But for the moment I'm quite pleased with where this is. So I'm basically going to spend the whole afternoon going through the whole alphabet on this and sorting all out. That's my afternoon. And editing this. Oh, there's one more thing. And let me go over here to talk about this a little bit. Where shall I talk about this? Where's the light's quite good here. So up here somewhere is my weight and how many days I've been without sugar. Now I'm not on a diet, but I am slightly overweight. I need to lose about 10 kilograms, I think is about the right to start off with. And what's happened is I've been getting these terrible headaches, and I think that's down to sugar, which I mentioned earlier in the week. So I gave up sugar like this many days ago, and as part of giving up sugar, because I'm no longer drinking soda, so I've also given up caffeine, and for the past week I've had really bad headaches. Yesterday was the first day I haven't had any headaches, and today I'm feeling really good as well. So this is me reminding myself not to have sugar, because it really messes with my head. But I think a side effect of not having sugar is that I should be losing weight, not a huge weight. I'm not dieting, I'm not going on a diet, but the fact that I'm cutting out sugar actually cuts out a whole bunch of stuff. So it'll be interesting to see if the weight here goes down, like I said, 10 kilograms, maybe, because I'm not really trying, about 4 months. Anyway, I'm putting it here, so I can be more accountable. I think that's the word I'm looking for. So this isn't turning into a weight loss thing and stuff like that. I just thought it was kind of fun to put it up there. Something to start the year with. Right, I'm off to do this video editing. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and we're going to do a whole other week of handwriting next week, so that should be fun. Well, for me anyway.